Dear friends, good morning. As you might have guessed from the video, my name is Magomed Kostoyev, and today I shall be talking about what happened with our Donor 42 project in the last 2 months. This is the slide on fire that I specifically prepared for today's presentation. So, a couple of weeks ago, we hosted a very important event for Dodo Brands, our partners meetup, and I presented there. If you have not seen the presentation, you should. It's easy to find on YouTube. And I have been telling there about what we have been able to do during the last year, since the opening announcement to the actual opening. Today, we have our regular meeting that we host every 2 months, and I'll be telling you about the results of our work in the last 2 months. Let us, of course, look at the figures first. May and June show growth. For the first time in June, we've been able to go over 5 million of revenue, with almost 5.2 million revenue. As for the numbers of orders, we're also growing, getting to about 16,000 in June. Another very important figure for us is revenue from the app. In June, that was 1.6 million. And we'll talk about revenue from the app a bit later as well. And here's the delivery revenue. With all of the aggregators, it's over 1.1 million in June. We're going to launch, in about a couple of weeks, we're going to launch, maybe even in August, we're going to launch our very own delivery service. It's a pretty complex process in terms of operations. We need to think about the flow, we need to integrate it into the Dodo IS, we need to understand how it works offline. I mean, it's pretty complex, and our entire team is putting their effort into making this happen. But we're definitely launching our very own delivery service, and we'll let you know on our social networks about that. Please do not hesitate to sign. So, this is the slide that I've shown at the meetup. We have 800 new active users per week. The percentage of returning customers every week is 12%, and revenue from the app, when I presented, was 40%. Today, it's 56%. And let me go all metaphysical. At the moment, you see app sales percentage growing from week to week, from day to day. Revenue from the floor, starting with July. And let me tell you how and why it matters for us. Because when we conceived the donor place concept, the donor restaurant concept, we wanted to make it a digital donor restaurant, but not simply as a statement, no. We truly wanted to make a digital restaurant. So what do we need for that? We want to persuade our clients that they should install the app, and also they should sustain using it. We need to persuade them that it's worth using the app, because we can only know everything about our guests if they use those mobile apps. Therefore, we can personalize. If they just order at the counter, we don't know anything about our clients. So, a couple of days ago, one of my friends called me. He's the owner of one of the well-known shawarma networks, and he asked me, Magomed, how have you been able to achieve such a great figure? You see, July 10th, we have about 60% revenue coming from the app. So he asked me, how have you been able to do this, Magomed? I want to reply him, but also I want to convey this important information to all of you. If you want to increase your app revenue, there are 2 mandatory conditions. First, the product must be good. I mean, seriously. First, you need to make people install the app, of course. And that's the effort of the marketing. The marketing is in charge of increasing the number of installs. Okay, that's the first wave. We have our magical marketing for that. They're really good at it. Next, there are 2 mandatory conditions. First of all, the guests need to keep on using the app For that, the app must be intuitively comprehensible, simple and convenient. You just click it and it happens. And the product really must be good enough so that people would like to return to get it again. I would love to give you the example. There's this one Moscow chain that I really love. I order all the time for that network, but via aggregators. And I got the flyer in the order made via the delivery aggregator. And the flyer actually suggested to install their mobile app, the network's mobile app, for the discount at the first order and getting into their bonus system, etc. I installed the app, but I realized that it's just so complex and so inconvenient that I'm not going to use it whatsoever. There's no excitement. And I just deleted it. And I keep on using delivery aggregator. And that is a problem for any network. And that is our problem. How do we make people use the app, keep using the app when we get more and more restaurants, so that UX of the app is convenient, really exciting, so that people want to use it? And according to these figures, we see that we have been so far doing pretty good, increasing the app sales, app revenue. The percentage of app sales is about 60%. We're really approaching that figure. Let us go from figures to action. A few things from the bird's eye view that we've done in the last 2 months. Finally, we rejected the idea of night shifts. Why is that important? Well, intuitively, we did realize that night shifts will never break even at that particular restaurant in Moscow, but we wanted to test the hypotheses and understand it in detail. I mean, yes, our delivery in the night was going up and the floor revenue was going up in the night, but the time to break even for the night shifts was just too long to make it feasible. And we realized that, taking into account the operations complexity for night shifts, it's just easier to reject it whatsoever. Of course, that will overall reduce the sales, the revenue, but on the other hand, the income will get better. Another thing, we had to close our restaurant floors due to COVID regulations because in July in Moscow, people without vaccination certifications were not allowed in the restaurants. So we had to remodel the entrance into the restaurant so that the guest could make an order right at the entrance, as conveniently as possible. We, of course, were prepared to this closing of the whole of the floor. But what has it led to? Because it was only allowed for people to get into the restaurant if they had a vaccination certification. Overall, many restaurants in Moscow had to close because they were merely empty. There were not enough vaccinated people. I mean, the measure was probably reasonable, but many people just didn't know about it. They were entering the restaurant, they didn't know why they could not make an order. There were even scandals. There were people who were very unhappy with this. But as a matter of fact, we had 1 or 2 people in 1 or 2 hours entering the room. I mean, literally, the floor was empty, but we got prepared to this closing, and the pickup rate, of course, increased. The share of pickup increased. We added this QR code that increased the number of installs. We added the menu at the entrance to the restaurant, the big LCD with the menu and the big LCD for order pickup. And also we connected the microphone and the speaker for the cashier so that they could announce the order. I think we were pretty much prepared for the closing of the floor, and that allowed us not to lose too much revenue. Here's the comparison between the periods from 1st of June to June 18th and the similar period in July. Up till yesterday, literally. So the floor lost 28%, delivery actually increased by 4%, and in total, we lost about 21% of the revenue. Is it good or bad? I think it's pretty good, actually, because if we compare it to other restaurants and chains in Moscow, some of them lost 80, 70, 90%. Some restaurants had to close, bear that in mind. So I should say that this is pretty good, actually. We also added the pickup option via aggregators to make it more convenient for our guests. Next, as for operations, we connected almost all of our suppliers and subcontractors to East-West logistics system. This is the logistics delivery and supply system that helped us and helps us to scale. And in the future, when we scale more, it will be easier for us to open in other towns. For example, now we are considering spaces in the town of Nevinnamysk. It's a relatively small town, 120,000 people in population, in the region of Stavropol. The area of the town is 100 square kilometers, 25 times less than Moscow. And it's also possible to open a donor place there, and we're going to deliver our meat, our pita bread there, etc. We are also opening a new position in the restaurant. This is the shift manager. Kolya, what a nice guy. Kolya is our business developer, but he's just very photogenic. He looks good in the photo. That's why he's our poster boy for the shift manager. And at the moment, labor cost has a bit increased, but we are reconsidering our processes, and we think that this position is necessary. Also, we have launched the knowledge base. We're still testing it. It's a website. It's not as fancy as it will be in a couple of months, but we have it. We're making it work. We're adding information on an ongoing basis. We're testing something, deleting, adding. I mean, it's a work in progress. And by the time we're ready to launch the first test franchisees, it will be fully available. Another point, QA, quality assurance of our food. Finally, we've launched the full-scale QA. We have a dedicated person under the management of fabulous Svetlana Voroshilova. That person is doing it. That includes certification, quality control for food, expiration date checkup, different sorts of norms and regulations. Those things that will simplify and facilitate our job, not only in the restaurant, but also when we scale. This function is actually very important for the business. Food security. The Donor Grill 2.0. We have been talking about it for so long. It used to be model, now it is reality. It has finally arrived to the warehouse, and our operations team, the ladies, are testing it. Look how fancy it is. It's just gorgeous. It's wide. It helps us to actually broaden our bottleneck. And you can see the cold area and the hot area there. To the right, there's the hot area for meat at the temperature of 75 degrees Celsius and different types of sauces. Hot sauces. We have cold sauces and hot sauces as well. So that is the place for hot sauces. And here you have it, the testing results. The colleagues are so happy with the grill. It has fully lived up to the expectations. We're super happy with the testing. Now we're doing some small adjustments, and in the near future we shall be ready to actually install it at the restaurant and try it in the battlefield. The speed. The ability to make orders as quickly as possible is the major thing for our business, because if the guests arrive and get their orders quickly, not in 15, not in 20 minutes, not even in 10 minutes, they will return. The speed in our business, in QSR, actually makes a very direct and strong impact on the percentage of returning customers. We have actually measured our speed. We have this big speed project. We have measured that 65% of our orders are being submitted in less than 7 minutes, are being handed out in less than 7 minutes. Is this good or bad? Well, that's actually not so bad when we have 20, 30, or 40 donors to make at the time, and we actually make about more than 200,000 revenue a day. But we want to be able to prepare all of the orders and give them out in about 5 minutes, no more than that. We're approaching that. This is the happy face of Mr. Georgi Zasidze. He realizes that customer service team, which he manages, has been able to cope very well with the mission of supporting Donor 42. I mean, we approached the customer service of Dodo and requested so that they take us under their warm wing. Georgi was a bit reluctant, but then he agreed. So now they take charge of 100% of the calls, feedbacks, reviews in mapping services, Yandex and Google, and in the app. I mean, it is fully their domain now, Dodo QS, and they have been doing really good. I think they know how to do their job really well. As for the partners, our first 10 testing partners franchisees. At the last presentation, I said that we want to select the first 10 testing partners, and indeed, we got over 600 applications. And we have been able to select the first 10 partners, franchisees. So now we are working with them, closely getting to know one another, getting to know the team, selecting these spaces. And the important stage here is actually the selection of the agency that will be doing the design for the project, the visual part of it, first and foremost. And right now we are in the talks with 2 major agencies with sufficient experience. And I believe that this week we shall end the competition and we shall select the contractor to make 10 really smashing and diverse designs. And as for spaces and locations, twice a week our location selection committee comes together and considers the suggestions from our partners from different cities: Moskva, Kazan, Nevennamysk, Rostov. And we are considering different locations. We said no to this particular space, but still the process is running full on. So, coming to conclusion of my presentation, let me show you this slide. At 7 o'clock in the morning, I was rehearsing my presentation. And I looked at these particular figures live in Dodo IS to update the presentation with the latest figures. And here's what I see. Look at this figure on the left, 1,948 rubles. Sales made in the first 10 minutes, and like for like, plus 3,000%. I mean, this is obviously because today they opened restaurants for everybody, meaning people without vaccination certificates as well. But still, it's very important for food and beverage in Moscow in general. Finally, today, on July 19th, they lifted this ban. And now everybody can get into restaurants. And I opened the video feed from the restaurant this morning. I saw people coming in, looked at the revenue, saw that it's really good. And that, of course, lifted my spirits tremendously. I even poured a cup of coffee with cream and drank it to cheer every single restaurant in Moscow. And congratulate Dodo Retail. I congratulate all of our partners and all of the restaurants in Moscow as well. Congratulations on this final opening. And our revenue will go back up. Therefore, dear friends, I thank you once more for listening to me today. Please stay happy and stay safe. I hand over the floor to Max Fyodorov. I think he will be brilliant this morning, but while he's preparing, I recommend you to see this exciting video. Hi guys, my name is Alexei, Managing Director of Moscow 12. one of our first fully safe and secure pizza restaurants in Moscow. 100% of our staff is vaccinated. Let's get in. The most important priority for us right now is vaccination. Of course, we provide a day off for those who are vaccinated so they could have some rest after the shot. Because for our business, it's very important to comply with the mandatory requirement to vaccinate 60% of our staff, of our team. Also, we care a lot about the safety and security and health of our guests. Well, I'm following the news, and the cases are just skyrocketing in Moscow. It's even worse than it used to be in the fall and in winter. So that's why I believe that at the moment, it's essential to go and vaccinate. Get vaccinated. Besides, all of the vaccines have been thoroughly tested. And that's why we need to protect ourselves this way. That's the only way I see. So, when they announced this executive order that 60% of the team must be vaccinated, I realized that ask my team to go and get vaccinated if I do not do that myself. So I was the first one to go. I made the shot and there were no side effects whatsoever. I talked to every single person in the team, and those who were ready to go on their own, they did. And they got the shot. Those who had doubts and concerns, some people were scared, some people are still scared of the shot, some people are scared of the side effects. When I was going to make a second shot, I took 3 guys from my team and we made the vaccination together. In order to avoid the risk, I decided to go and get vaccinated. I mean, we were going together with the team, the 3 of us, together with our administrator. He was making the first shot that day, the second shot that day. So the things were good. I mean, I wanted to protect myself and my nearest and dearest so that they all are protected. That's why we decided to go and get vaccinated. I mean, they told us that we should and we decided to go. We went together. After that, I had some temperature going up, and after that, nothing whatsoever. I took the pyretic and it was all right. I was not scared to go and get vaccinated. I mean, they told us that we should, and I did. There were no side effects whatsoever, not even temperature. For a year or so, we've been working in this situation, these conditions. Yes, we were literally back to lockdown conditions. We could not let the clients, the guests, into the floor. Some people were literally running in, but we had to request them to show their vaccination certificate, and if they didn't have one, we requested them to leave and make their order at the entrance to the restaurant. Good morning. It's fun to be loyal. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not TikToking. Let us talk about the loyalty program. So, everybody knows that loyalty matters, that loyalty is very important, but why? Let us just think about it. Today, when you buy from your favorite brand, they're constantly asking you, do you have the loyalty program? Do you want to join? Give us your phone number, email, etc. And mostly you say yes, because this is expected today. This is widely adopted today. The brands love to personalize their relationships with you, and they want to reward you for being loyal and for returning. So, what is happening with us? In October 2014, we had this Dodo Rubles program, and by April 2020, we wrapped it up when the pandemic began. So what happened in that 5.5 years? We actually have given more than 1.6 billion Dodo Rubles used by almost 4.6 million clients. And that sounds a lot, that sounds big, doesn't it? But is it really as great as it sounds? 37% of our clients who received Dodo Rubles actually used them. That seems to be a lot, but on the other hand, that is not a great figure. So why do we have this particular figure? Because the program, loyalty program, was simple, which was great for the program, but that was also a weakness of the program. It was not engaging, it did not motivate to return. It did not motivate people to use the program and did not deliver any particular additional value. So, When last year we canceled our previous program, we began thinking on how we shall return. We were thinking a lot, and we are only now approaching to the relaunch. Why did it take us so long? As a matter of fact, in the beginning of the last year, we actually have invented this really nice creative mechanics. We were going to not give rubles, but give pizza slices. That seemed to be cool with the creative wrap-up, very well tied into our major product, and we were almost ready to launch it. But we decided to show the program to the council of the partners and get their feedback. Actually, they said that, yeah, it's really cool, but you need to change it. The feedback was actually very constructive. They showed us that in the new iteration of loyalty program, in terms of concept, there are some disadvantages of the previous program, and at the level of the concept, there is nothing particularly new. I mean, we could get into the same situation. We get some sort of bonuses, rubles or whatever, but there's no particularly extra value that the loyalty program delivers to our clients. So we began thinking on how can we make this better. We have defined the difference. The idea is that clients are different, and different clients have different expectations from the loyalty program. Some clients want just to collect bonus rubles, points, coins, whatever, and just spend them when they want to. Other people want to interact more. They want to get some engagement, entertainment, share stuff on social networks. Some other people want to just get more of it. And we could not have one-size-fits-all approach. We decided that we need to get a multi-dimensional platform that would have some good potential to build on in terms of functionality, in terms of creativity, so that we'd be able to broaden it as the business grows in different countries. So, what will make our loyalty program brilliant? First of all, it has to be easy to enter. Of course, it should be fun to use. It needs to be engaging, and it should be worth of returning and make extra additional purchases. So what is our way? What is our path? First of all, we create our ecosystem of loyalty consisting of 3 blocks. So 3 blocks. First one, basic loyalty, simple cashback that clients get for every purchase, every order. They can accumulate that cashback, so our clients get Dodo coins. That's the name of our internal currency in the program. So the clients get Dodo coins in their personal account. They can always see how many coins they've got at the moment, and when they get enough Dodo coins, in the internal store, in the menu, in the app, it is possible to buy different stuff. For the time being, these are the products from the menu, but later we might add some additional perks from our partners. So in this particular program, there will be also missions, special tasks for a limited time, and the coins will give access to these perks. Second pillar, personalizations, personal journeys, personal scenarios. Here we focus on the detailed analysis of the client's information, their preferences, how they use the app, what they order, what they expect, and we shall actually here work with new clients so that they would be returning clients. We shall also focus on client retention, and also we'll try to increase the frequency of orders and purchases. This particular pillar is fully personalized based on the data analysis, obviously, and the hypotheses that we shall be testing. I will be not talking a lot about CVM, but if you have not seen my presentation at the meetup, please do that. At the meetup, I speak about customer value management in much more detail. So, the third pillar, it has been a secret, so let me tell you about it. The most engaging, the most exciting part is what we call fun mining. So we have Dodo coins and we have fun mining. And it is possible to get coins not only simply by ordering more pizza, it's also possible to get coins when you execute fun missions and tasks and play games. So that's the way to engage with the brand. That's the way to engage with different special projects of ours that we will be coming up with. And fun mining will be open for everybody. For example, in addition to simple things that we can do to share them on social networks, etc., we will also be doing this large-scale projects. For example, we may make a large, super large pizza, streaming it live, and then everybody who wants might get a slice. But if you want to make this project a reality, we need to mine 1 million coins. And all of the clients may chip in. It's like Kickstarter. We can make a number of these projects, and the clients will vote to select the best ones. It might be completely absurd, like some fun pop star singing a song about Dodo if you chip in enough Dodo coins. It's a serious vote, by the way. So, how will all of this work together? Those clients who want to engage, they'll be able to engage more with the brand, mining a lot of fun. So, how will these things work together? First of all, there will be many opportunities to get more coins. Simple ordering, purchasing, missions, games, personal offerings, tasks, and of course, fun mining. And there will be different ways to spend your coins. Our products. Of course, you'll be able to chip in for fun mining and special projects, and also we shall have third-party offerings as well. So, who will be in charge of the program? In the past, we had a diverse approach to loyalty and personalization, but back then, we didn't have enough focus and resources. This time, we tackled the problem more seriously, and we dedicate enough workforce. We have a special CVM program. We're now hiring people, and Sasha Stolerov is leading the program. The team of 19 people, they will be doing the tech side of the platform, including Dodo IS development, and they will also select the marketing automation platform to easier launch and test more campaigns and hypotheses. Also, this team will be preparing everything for scaling and launching in the IMF countries. And in terms of Eurasia marketing, the CVM team, it's going to include 6 people this year, and they will be doing the program for a loyalty program for Eurasia region. They will be also designing personalized scenarios. Alexei Kanaev is leading this team. So what's the plan? Q3 2021. We are working full on. The basic loyalty program, technology-wise, will be ready for testing in August, next month. We'll be testing it in the number of Russian cities, seeing how it works, and in September we'll launch it throughout entire Russia and then deploy it further on in Eurasia. In the meantime, we're hiring new people, we're filling the spots in the teams, and we're now testing personalized scenarios. We're designing those client segments, looking for those client segments, depending on the life cycle, depending on what sort of offering we can make. We're testing, we're launching, seeing the results. I mean, it's all very hands-on at the moment, without automation. Pretty slow, but we are going to broaden this particular side, improve the tech infrastructure, and connect additional tech systems. Also, we have designed this creative framework, fun mining, that I have been talking about. By September, we'll finalize it, and we shall be ready to launch it in Russia. And as I have said, we'll select our automation platform and integrate it into Dodo IS. In Q4, we're going to create the constructor, the mechanics in Dodo IS, to launch more tests, more missions, quicker. We shall be launching those missions, and we shall be launching first projects with entertainment and fun. And we truly hope that by the end of 2021, by the end of Q4, we shall have a fully fledged program with a fully fledged, fully operating team. So what is loyalty program? It is not a project. It is the strategic branch, strategic direction that includes the 3 pillars that I've been talking about: basic, personalized, and fun engagement. And this is not about only earning and spending coins, points, you name it. It's about providing personalized attention, engagement, and fun. So that's about it. Have a good Monday and have a great week.